Welcome back. Now, every April is World Autism Month. The aim is to raise awareness and share insights about this complex neurodevelopmental disorder that impairs the ability to communicate and further engage with others. The Gauteng-based Bohlale Rena Foundation is holding a gala dinner later on this month. This to raise funds for the Thulasizwe Autism School. And to learn more about autism and the upcoming event, I'm now joined by a founder, Boitumelo Keetse, and one of the learners at the school, Kholofelo, Matayila. Thank you so much for joining us, and good morning to you. I think, Boitumelo, let's start with understanding what autism is. How would you describe it?
Good morning. Autism is quite a complex neurodevelopmental issue, whereby, when you're autistic, things get translated differently in your brain. So there's quite a few things that you can identify on your child, like things like refusing cuddles, being sensitive to noise, not being able to see that something dangerous is coming your way. So those are some of the things that you can notice, and being overly depressed and having excessive anxiety. So it's quite a huge spectrum. The spectrum is quite huge. So you need to, if you see those kind of things on your child, you need to consult an occupational therapist or a speech therapist. And there's some kids who are nonverbal, but they can process everything that you say to them, but they cannot speak to you back. Not that they can't hear you, but they are just nonverbal.
And Kholofelo, I mean, for you, how has your childhood and upbringing been? How would you describe it?
I've been bullied at school by my peers, and it was hard for me to make friends in primary school.
And has that affected you growing up?
Yes, because I thought that I was not special, and I felt like I was isolated from other children.
Boitumelo, when it comes to information, do you think there's a lot of information out there, especially for black parents, in understanding what autism is, having relationship with medical practitioners to further explain if they do have a child or a family member, a loved one that is living with autism?
I think autism is one of those issues that, as a society, we chose to put it in the backseat. Information is there on the internet, but on a day-to-day basis, people are just, it's just something that they think because it's not close to me, I shouldn't be bothered about it. So hence our foundation, we want to create as much awareness as possible, because if you are a parent and you're raising an autistic child, there's so many challenges. You need a lot of support. And there isn't a lot of support out there for parents who are raising autistic kids. Their kids are, they are kind of like separated from the entire society. And in villages, there's people who think that when you have an autistic child, it's because you're a witch, And kids are so mean because they themselves don't understand. And reason being that because their parents also don't understand. So if parents could take an initiative and learn more about autism, their kids would actually learn from them. So at the moment, when you are a child like Kholofelo growing up in a township or wherever, you get so much bullied. I know for us to be able to bring him here, it was a hurdle, because he was thinking things like, oh, are they going to blame my face because I'm going to get bullied when I leave this place? And I said to him, this is the exact type of stigma we're trying to get rid of. People need to see that you're actually a normal person. You just have, you are just on a spectrum. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. So we want to try and create as much awareness as possible.
Yeah. And also, Kholofelo, I mean, talking about the support that you think children or even adults living with autism need, what support do you think they need? What support would you have liked to see compared to the bullying that you experienced growing up?
They need love, care, and special attention. People need to treat them like the same dignity as like they treat other human beings.
When you try and explain that, I don't know if you had a chance to explain that to bullies or other people, to say, listen, I'm a fully functioning human being. I'm normal just like you. I deserve respect just like you. What do they say to you? How do they explain the reason why they treated you like they did, if they did?
Like they had problems at home, like they were putting their anger issues on me.
Yeah. And you mentioned, Boitumelo, earlier on that your foundation, Bohlale Rena, is doing a lot to raise awareness. Take us through the gala dinner that's expected on the 26th, how you're raising funds, how you're appealing to stakeholders or even partners to come on board and what their role will be.
So we're hosting this gala dinner on the 26th in partnership with KHR Attorneys. So KHR is one of those law firms that, they are so rooted in the spirit of Ubuntu. So we are raising funds for a school called Thulasizwe Autism School. It's the first primary school in Soweto that specializes on autism. They have up to grade 4. So when you turn 18 at the age of 18, when you are in grade 4, so you are basically in one grade for 4 or 5 years. So there's no looking forward to, metric dance and stuff. So when you turn 18, the school can't help you anymore. So our goal, rather 5-year goal, is to actually open an artisan center whereby we can take these kids who have just recently turned 18 and they can learn a skill. And the only way we can achieve that is if we can have the private sector to assist us in terms of building the school, so that the very same private sector can employ these kids. Because, you can imagine as a child, you are 18, the school says we can't help you anymore. Then what? It means you're going to be stuck at home if your parents can't afford to take you to, I don't even know where, So there aren't many opportunities for kids who are at a school like Thulasizwe. So the main reason we're trying to raise funds for this school is because they need things like a school bus. They've got 4 buses right now, which they are not in good condition anymore. So we need to buy them at least 1 bus, which is about 988K. We need to buy them about 52 iPads, which on average at 256 gig iPad is about 10,000 rands odd. So 10 of those iPads are going to be taken home every day because there's 10 non-verbal school at the Thulasizwe. And we need to expand their garden space because it's quite small. Only less than 5 people can go into the garden space right now.
Right.
Yes, and we also need to buy them industrial stoves because they need to learn basic cooking skills. So with the kids in that school, you realize that as much as they are not intellectually far, like in terms of intellect, they can't be in a mainstream school. So they are usually good with your hand things. Like we did, we had a day with them the other day with Tulani Nklapo, the artist, and we actually realized that these kids are amazing when it comes to art. So if you invest in such things, you'll even find some of these kids are actually good in the kitchen. Some can run a nursery. So
right.
Yeah. So we're trying to raise funds so that we can assist the school.
Yeah, and also make their dreams come true and give them a chance and opportunity in life, right? Kholofelo, for you, what's your ultimate goal in life? Where do you want to see yourself ending up?
I would like to be in the science field, one day.
Right. And your message, as we observe World Autism Month, what's your message to, other young South Africans who are living with autism?
My message is that autism is your superpower and your strength, and it can lead you anywhere in life.
And yours, Boitumelo, your message this Autism Month?
My message is simple. If, as South Africans, we can be more kind and offer support. If you know that someone is raising an autistic child, offer them your support. Ask them, how can I help you? You know, helping is not always financial. Just helping someone to take care of their child. I mean, there's people who are raising kids who you'd find a child who's 18 and they're still on nappies. So offer support, you know, be there for them. You know, if people could do that, I think the world would be a much better place for people who are on the spectrum.
Absolutely. And also for their mental health, keeping them motivated and encouraged. Thank you so much for joining us. Boitumelo Keetse and Kholofelo Matayila, thank you so much for joining me right here on the South African Morning. Quite a powerful conversation that we're having this Autism Month, making sure that all children, irrespective of their health challenges, do have an opportunity, and specifically looking at those living with autism. Remember that you can be a part of Bohlale Rena Foundation. They're hosting a gala dinner on the 26th of April, and the stand is at the Maslow Hotel in Sandton. This is where, whether you're coming in person or whether you are donating, you can be a part of change, and you can help them help a child living with autism and make sure that they have an opportunity, a fair opportunity in life.